Today on Carolina News.
So he's really scary. Like, it makes me not feel safe. So.
Carolina Alert. See why USC students were alerted in the late hours last night. Eclipse preparations. People are already getting ready for the total solar eclipse in August. What will you be doing to watch? Graduation time. A picture-perfect moment, but could the pictures be causing a huge mess?
But in my opinion, it's littering. We're actually just littering the horseshoe area.
Carolina News starts now.
Live from the capital city, Carolina News brings you your news first. With breaking news and in-depth reporting. Up-to-the-minute weather. And all your sports news and highlights. It's all here, now, on Carolina News.
Hello and welcome to Carolina News. I'm Tiffany Lewis.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. I'm Andrea Esselman. The search is on for two unidentified armed robbers who robbed someone on USC's campus. The incident happened late last night, but as far as we know, no arrests have been made. Carolina News reporter Brandon Knapp is in the newsroom with the latest. Brandon?
That's right, ladies. The Columbia Police Department has taken over the investigation into the armed robbery that occurred around 1 a.m. this morning. The incident took place at the intersection of Blossom and Sumter Street. The three suspects fled towards the Blossom Street parking garage and managed to escape. The university sent out a text at approximately 12:46 a.m. notifying students and describing the three men. An update message was later sent, confirming that the suspects were no longer believed to be in the area. Today I talked to a student who lives right next to the location of the robbery and who feared for her roommate's safety.
I knew my roommate was down at 5 Points, and she actually got back right before it happened, and she was like, yeah, I walked here by myself, but she's like 95 pounds. I was like, that's not okay. I was like, I would have gone and picked you up. She's like, I mean, I'm fine. I was like, I know, but there was a robbery that they had guns and whatnot. So he's really scary. It makes me not feel safe. So.
There are several reports going around that the suspects were armed with a handgun. However, after reaching out to the Columbia Police Department, I was unable to confirm those reports. Andrea and Tiffany, back to you in the studio.
A Berkeley County deputy is on leave after hitting a motorcyclist twice in a high-speed chase that ended in a fatal wreck. The motorcyclist was chased by Deputy James Vansant for speeding. The chase lasted about 5 minutes and at times reached speeds over 100 miles per hour. Check out this video here. The driver seems to slow down suddenly and the cop hits him. The driver slows down a second time, possibly for the car in front of him, and again loses control, fatally wrecking. Driver Robert Lee Jr. died at the scene, and Deputy Vansant's actions are under review.
Kevin Heisey, the coach who was suspended at Brooklyn Casey High School, has submitted his resignation to Lexington School District 2. This decision follows his controversial life lesson speech, where he referenced thugs and rednecks. Parents and students supported Heisey throughout the investigation and started a change.org petition with over 2,000 signatures to bring him back.
A total solar eclipse will occur 4 months from today, an event that has not occurred in Colombia or in the continental United States since 1979. Reporter Stan Smith will tell you what events to look for leading up to and including the day of the eclipse.
A total solar eclipse, one of the rarest natural phenomenons, will pass over Columbia in August of this year, and the South Carolina State Museum is wasting no time getting ready for the event. Museum Education Director Tom Falvey says the museum has been preparing for the eclipse for quite some time.
We started preparing for the eclipse about 6 years ago, which is hard to imagine. When we started building the observatory and the planetarium and building the telescope collection you see here, we really knew we were going to have something special as a venue for the eclipse. So we started thinking about it long ago. In the past couple of years, we've really started to work hard with our area folks in Columbia and the Midlands to try to prepare something special for this area as well as for here at the museum.
Executive Director of One Columbia, Lee Snellgrove, offers his suggestions on where to watch the eclipse, which includes a Columbia Fireflies game that will happen during the eclipse.
I'd say everybody wants to get in sort of an open area. The baseball game would be a great one. It'd be great to be down at the State Museum, and I think any kind of open area.
It'll be right here in front of the South Carolina State Museum on August 21st that people from all over the world will be coming to to watch the solar eclipse come right over Columbia.
Falvey says the museum has been receiving ticket requests from several different countries and cities worldwide.
We have had tickets sales from Hong Kong, Sweden, Scotland, and then anywhere from Miami all the way up to New Hampshire. So this is definitely a big event, and people will travel from all over to come here and to come to other places along the path.
This is an event you do not want to miss. The next time a total solar eclipse will come over the entire state of South Carolina will be in the year 2078. That's a long time from now. And for more on how the solar eclipse will impact the economic side of Columbia, here's reporter Alex Garino.
The population of Columbia, South Carolina is about 133,000 people. In just 4 months, the city will temporarily see those numbers increase tenfold. A transcontinental spectacle that hasn't graced the country in nearly 100 years will soon make Columbia the hotspot of the East Coast.
Columbia is really trying to position itself as the place to watch the total solar eclipse in August of 2017.
NASA predicts that nearly 1 million people will travel to Columbia and its surrounding areas for August's total eclipse, as it will be the best place on the East Coast to view the event.
As school winds down, as summer starts, those families are going to start to look at planning travel.
Kelly Barbary, Vice President for Sales for Experience Columbia SC, sees the enormous potential that this spectacle could bring to the city.
We have definitely recognized that this is a tourist attraction. This is not a natural phenomenon, but we are definitely viewing it as a tourist attraction for that entire weekend.
A weekend that could break records and budgets. Hotel prices have soared to out-of-this-world proportions, and even Airbnbs are going from $600 to over $1,000 a night. So how can travelers see this event without breaking the bank?
Maybe if they don't want to use a traditional hotel or Airbnb or something like that, maybe check out camping.
The total experience for the total eclipse. Alex Garino, Carolina News.
To explore camping and other low-budget options for Total Eclipse Weekend, you can visit totaleclipsecolumbiasc.com.
Well, this is going to be a really cool event to see.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be very interesting. But, you know, it's not cool right now, this weather we have outside. Our weatherman, Ryan Solomon, is out on the horseshoe to tell us more about this weather.
It definitely hasn't been cool outside today. It has been hot. It's been in the high 80s, low 90s throughout the day, and that heat wave is going to continue tomorrow, where it's going to be in the low 90s. However, that heat's going to stop on Sunday when these storms in the Midwest roll into Columbia, thunderstorming Sunday and Monday. I'll tell you more about those storms coming up later in the show. Back to you in the studio.
Arkansas has made its first execution in more than a decade. Lidl Lee was killed by lethal injection just before midnight on Thursday. The last execution in Arkansas was in 2005, but the state has planned to push through 8 of them in just 11 days starting this week. Protests have broken out in response to the execution, aiming to end the death penalty. The state says they were doing this because the lethal injection drugs expire at the end of the month.
A Tennessee teacher who is accused of kidnapping a 15-year-old girl was arrested Thursday. Investigators say Tad Cummins and Elizabeth Thomas were found in a cabin in California after 39 days on the run. The pair disappeared weeks after a student reported seeing Cummins kissing Thomas in a classroom. The teen's family are now preparing to welcome her home after more than a month.
We're gonna have to figure out what kind of state of mind she's in, of course, and probably get her some help. Maybe a long road, but at least we got her back now. We got her back.
We love you and we can't wait to see you, and it's amazing, and we have so many words. We're so excited.
Police say they found 2 handguns in the cabin, but the teen seems to be in good health. Prosecutors are now working to build a case against Cummins.
Prosecutors have now opened a terror investigation into the attack in Paris yesterday that left 1 police officer dead and 2 people wounded. The attacker was identified as 39-year-old Karim Sharoufi. Sharoufi had previously spent 20 years in jail after trying to kill officers in 2001. He had also been under preliminary investigation for terrorism 2 months ago, but was let go. President Donald Trump responded to the attacks in a press conference yesterday.
Condolences from our country to the people of France. Again, it's happening, it seems. I just saw it as I was walking in, so that's a terrible thing.
This attack comes just 3 days before the French presidential election. Current French President Francois Hollande says they will have extra security during the election following the attacks.
And for all the Snapchat users out there, check this out. The popular app just released new filters that create 3D effects on real-time video. Some of the 3D effects include rainbows, fields of flowers, and pre-programmed phrases like Happy Friday. This feature also allows effects to show on the back camera as well as the front camera. So that's a pretty cool, high-tech, really neat thing that's happening right now.
Definitely, it's fun to play around with. I was messing around with it earlier. It took me a second to get it pulled up, but
definitely.
Once you start playing with it, it's really fun.
It really is a lot of fun.
Coming up, what are some seniors focusing on this school year as it comes to a close?